Oh, well. Look, if I was ever on a regular time, you'd wonder what was wrong with Sandra. I'm even looking like I got a flat head today. Anyhow, I've just been really thrilled to have I've got more family. I've got more family. And I wanted to talk about traveling the world. I never, well, I don't know how to put that. I never really expected that I would ever get to travel the world. Growing up on the farm out there isolated, I mean, our big night was to go into Frankfurt on a Saturday night. Like, we were out in the country. However, my mother was the queen watcher, and my dad he didn't worry about traveling, but he liked to learn. And he always said, I don't need to go there. I can read about it. I can learn about it. So that was his. But me, I guess I got the curiosity in a mixed way through them. And still, most of the family conversation was just around the neighborhood or our extended family, which was just around our locale. I mean, they were on the farm, so they couldn't go. If they could get to go for 2 days, they were lucky. Yeah. So I often think, where did this come from? This love of travel, the love of the world, and just wondering, like, where can I go next? What do they do there? Oh, that's so different being there instead of just reading about it. So here's what happened. Whether or not you've ever been able to or even ever wanted to travel, you can do it. I can help. You're always hearing that, don't you? You can do it and I can help. I can help you do all kinds of things. And I just recently, in fact, Monday, today's Tuesday, yesterday, I connected two ladies from Uganda. One still lives there. The other is the one that started the foundation because she comes from Uganda and she visits back there, works in the UK, lives in the US. She's a global citizen. And I think I'm also a global citizen with my nest here in Canada. Now it's in Belleville. And I go out and fly back to my nest where she has several nests. So she's home wherever she lays her head. But it's really amazing how COVID got me staying home a lot more. And on the other hand, traveling virtually so much more. And I got thinking about it, even when I was a little child, I've always sung, perhaps you knew that, but I've sung all my life. I was 5 years old in the festival competing. And I got thinking about how I was always curious. And when I got to school, I had my hands into the books all the time. We had traveling libraries, traveling libraries. We had some that was our school library, and the other was part of a trunk, a big wooden trunk that take a couple men to carry it in. And that got changed every month. And that was full of books, and that was called a traveling library. So we had 1 month to read what we wanted out of there, but we had our main library and a big cupboard, and we'd stand up on the shelf of the cupboard and look in and get our books. So many wonderful memories around that little one-room country school. Yeah. And so I would have my nose in the books. And we didn't have a lot of travelers visiting. We had Dutch people from Holland living in our community. So I was always mixed with an accent, but they were white like me. And they were all speaking really good English by the time I met them when we went to school with some of the Dutch kids. They had bits of accents, and they dressed a little differently. We could notice that they were a little different from what we would know, but not so different that it mattered, you see. And I think that was the beginning of, why does that matter? And we'd be singing those songs, and I'd be dreaming. And I was always singing, far away places with strange sounding names, far away over the sea. Those far away places with the strange sounding names, a calling, calling to me. And I would think about them. And when there'd be these strange words, my dad would tell me, oh, he would say that was Port Said, S-A-I-D. But the real pronunciation was Port Said. And when the announcers actually started saying it the way it was supposed to be said from that foreign culture as Port Said, Dad say that's Port Said because it was S-A-I-D. but somehow I got hooked on the world, the curiosity of it, the joy of it, the adventure of it. So somehow in this simple life of mine, I ended up meeting people all over the world. It started getting married and marrying a Dutch fellow. I married a Dutchman, and he had joined the military. And so we got to travel and live in Germany for 3.5 years. That was the beginning. I thought, oh my goodness, I haven't been out of my region. How can I go across the world and I'm on my way? So that was the beginning. And the rest is just the story of my life. Cultures, languages, accents. My curiosity is always on high alert. In fact, I was just virtually in India doing Share Every, and today I was supposed to be in Turkey with the Toastmaster Club. And hey, just this week, like Thursday past, November 23, my family who had left Tunisia, which is in the northern part of Africa, close to Spain, where Spain and Africa would be, Tunisia. And they had gone from there to Greece. And when I was in Greece, in Athens, I went to the little church service there, Seventh-day Adventist. I didn't know what they were about, but I'm curious, beautiful people, and I'm still in touch with them. And here I met Ayub and Rakaya, and we bonded. So we've known each other now for 4.5 years. And didn't they bring their little baby Adam? So this is the three of them. They just arrived in Canada. I'm going to see them on Saturday. Stay at their place. Could you imagine? Stay in their new apartment and come home Sunday. It's very exciting. I have more family now. That's how I think of it. I have more family. They've run away from a country from long ago, far away. And I have a funny feeling I might be their sister. I'm a bit of a family already for them. So that's my excitement that got me on this travel world. Yes. just to encourage you. You can travel all over the world today, virtually. And if you ever want to know how to do it for real, I've got people all over the world. It's Coach Sandra, compassionate queen of straight talk, inviting you to let your curiosity out, get excited, speak up, show up, stand up, live this one life you have. Please, you know what? You can do it. And you know I can help. Have a wonderful evening. Oh, there we go.